We're back, people, and today we're breaking down film on Isaac Guerendo, Louisville running back. Super impressed with his tape. I think he's one of the more underrated running backs in the 2024 NFL draft, being super undervalued right now. Watching him play, he does a lot of things really well. I think he's scheme versatile, working like outside zone, inside zone, some gap scheme runs. I think he had like a good NFL comp to him is like he's a more explosive Tyler Algier. Like he has a similar like size and like movement style and play style to Algier. So good size to him, but he's more like explosive, more acceleration. I think he plays with some more flexibility. He's got good feet as well. He's patient. He stays square. He sees the field very well. I think he's just being super undervalued. Look how he just stays square, allows these pullers to set up their blocks, stay patient, and then once they get engaged, boom, get upfield quickly, pick up a nice 7-8 yards on the play. Really, really good feet. This is something he does really, really well, is the patience. Boom, a little hesitation, and then anticipate to get upfield and just weaving through traffic. Like he's got the flexible lower half. The way he's able to point the toe, open up his hips, he's very flexible, and I just love the way that he's able to see the field. Another example of him making a nice big play. This is a 3rd and 3 situation. Picks up a nice 14 yards, working on some more like split flow on the inside here, and the way he's able to just give a slight, little subtle hesitation here, allow the blocks to develop, anticipate the open up, it's with the motion, the split flow going on here. He's able to press up into his blocks, and then by doing that, by him giving this like press to the outside right here, it gets this linebacker to move his spot, which gives this guy a good opportunity to get upfield, and now he gives a little hesitation, allows it to open up, and then burst through the hole. Nice burst, better burst than I think people expect because he just shoots through. The guys take poor angles at the second level and then gets there, and you can just see has some nice flexibility in his lower half as he changes up his pathing. He's really feels really comfortable with his pathing on the second and third levels by manipulating those defenders. So much to like with his game. I feel like he deserves a lot more recognition, and I think he's going to be better than people expect, even pretty early on in his career, because I do think he'll be a day 3 draft pick, and I think his team is going to get an absolute steal. Here to see Guerendo create a big play, capture the edge, working, off the back, following like this tight end, working across the formation, and he presses on his scrimmage and able to get to the outside. More speed than given credit for, because those USC defenders were not expecting that. So we'll go back, watch this a little more slowly, break this down, and he's able to just read this, press up into this blocks, press up into this, which gets 13 to commit down, and now he presses up into 13, and then boom, gets completely horizontal. Look how he points the toe, the flexible lower half, get there, cut off that angle, and then give a little subtle hesitation to the inside. 16 takes a bad angle now because they're just not expecting this level of acceleration, and there's just subtle little movements that are able, those micro movements that like just freeze the defender long enough for him to capture the edge and then get out there. Then I feel like you look at him, like look at his movement style. He looks so much like Algier coming out of BYU, but I think he's just more explosive overall, more athletic. Similar sizes. They're both, pretty well built guys. We'll see what Guerendo comes in listed at the combine, but yeah, lots to like with his game. Another nice big play, whether he's got to work between the tackles or create to the outside. I don't think you're to see him doing a bunch of this type of stuff at the next level, but he is capable of it, and I really like his fit in outside zone, which we'll see next. I love watching running backs work on some outside zone. I love seeing them manipulate, set up, just read leverage of blocks, press, and then get upfield. One cut style runner from Guerendo there. This is the stuff that you want to see out of your running backs. This is, read enemy in the line of scrimmage down. See, 2 is able to set the edge. 16 fills up here. They all have their outside leverage. 47 is a hat leverage outside. So he's just reading this. He presses up to the outside of it. He's still staying square. And now he gets, by pressing up into this, he gets the flow of these guys to keep going to the outside far enough. And then boom, stick that foot in the ground. Press up as far as you can into your block. And then get vertical, get skinny, brace for contact. And you pick up just a nice 7-8 yards, fall forward. Good size to his game, but I love how he's able to set up his blocks, and he sees the field very well. Vision, processing of it all, everything combines very well. I just feel like he's a very well-rounded player. We'll even get to see him, show some receiving work. He didn't do a ton of it in college, but I do think he's better than the stats will show. Here, DC Guerendo coming out of the backfield, 20-yard gain down the field. It's a play action. He sort of leaks out, works on that wheel. Has to come back, catch the ball with his hands, which I like to see because he was open for a touchdown. Ball's just underthrown, so he has to make an adjustment, which you want to see. He's not contested or anything, so that's something, but he catches it with his hands in the air, nice some body control, and then has to take a hit as well, still able to hang on to it. Overall, pretty good. I don't think he's going to be like a super, amazing player out of the backfield as receiver, but I do think there is some potential to work there. Guerendo was just a big play waiting to happen in this Virginia Tech game. Like, only had like 10 carries and almost had 200 yards, but I love his outside zone work. I mean, love the playmaking ability that you get to see on this specific play. We'll go back, break this down a little more slowly, but a lot of playmaking ability, just reading the flow of this play. Everyone gets, hat on a hat. They all get their outside leverage. He presses up into it, sticks that foot in the ground, change direction. Probably could have done that like a split second earlier, but he's able to press up into it, get back to the inside, find your cutback lane, stop on a dime, some solid change of direction ability, get lateral, and now once you do that, get back on your path vertical down the field. Once you see this leverage of this defender, gets skinny to avoid the first defender, and then still picks up his feet and the balance. This is great athleticism here, because in this position you could easily fall off balance. He's able to stay on his feet, great feel and instincts out in space, and then to stay up there and still fall and regain your balance too. Like, it's not like he just like lands on his feet, stumbles forward, and is gonna stumble forward and fall over and just pick up some extra yards. He's able to regain his balance and still like get back and gain another 7 yards before he gets tackled. That's really, really good stuff from Guerendo. I love watching him work on those types of plays. Lots to like. The explosiveness, hit a hole, better speed than you think, good lower body strength. He'll bounce off some tackles with his contact balance. We'll see him, working on this. The hole just opens up pretty nicely. He sees it right away, so solid vision. The hole opens up. You're able to hit through it pretty nicely there. And then the burst that these guys don't expect to take that angle away. Good feel there. Gets hit low, able to bounce off of it like it's nothing, and then still, keep your eyes downfield. Identify where the defenders are, change up your path, get into the end zone. More explosiveness than you're going to expect. He can hit those holes super hard. I love watching him work down the field, and it's just all different types of concepts too. Like, I do like his fit best on outside zone, but I do think he can definitely work more on inside, whether it's like duo. I've seen him work gap scheme like power and counter, and he feels very comfortable working on that stuff too, with like his patience, allowing the pullers to really set up and get involved. Just overall, really big fan of his game. Guerendo, just a big play waiting to happen in this Virginia Tech game. Like I was talking about, here we get to see some outside zone with a lead blocker, and he's just reading this stuff really, really well. I love when running backs can process information at a high level very quickly. You're working off the back of your puller, but you're reading, the leverage these blocks. This is all taken away to the outside here, but press up into it and then stick that foot in the ground and then get downhill immediately and then still stay on your path. Like, he could try to, hit up through, but he's able to bend this back to the outside, allow this to develop, still allow these guys to get their blocks. And I like that he's able to, change up his pathing down the field, the different angles. You bounce this to the backside, but then still bend this and train back to the outside. So it's really nice to see that. And then, carry a guy that makes contact with you around the 24, 25, and then carry him down to like the 15-yard line with your momentum. He's definitely a guy that can play with a little bit of strength to his game as well. Then Guerendo is able to finish that same drive 2 runs later, just getting into the end zone, working off the back of his blocks, comfortable working with a lead blocker, a fullback, definitely something that he's capable of doing. Work this back, allow this block to develop. I love his ability to press. Like, he can instantly just hit this to the outside if he wants, but if he does that, then 24 will change up his angle and attack the outside of this defender, and that could really slow down the momentum of this play. So he just presses up into his block, gives a little bit of an angle to the inside, which makes 24 attack that inside, and then boom, start moving before it actually happens, and then get back to the outside path, way to set that up. It also forces like this defender to work to the inside, right? Him giving a little subtle inside move right there. This defender, instead of getting to the outside of 20, fills up to the inside. He recognizes that, bounces it to the outside, and gets to the end zone and dives in there. Those are the little subtle nuances that running backs can do, and I think Guerendo is really, really good at a lot of them. Last play that we're going to break down today, Guerendo finishing it off, guess what, with another long touchdown run. Working some, more outside zone. This one kind of a mid-zone type concept, just getting into the end zone. Really reads the things well. These types of boxes that he's facing, for the most part, this one's a little lighter, are things that do translate well to the next level. I think, he's running, NFL level concepts, facing fronts that he'll see at the NFL level, but just this one a little more mid-zone, but just reading this stuff, the angles. Usually he's a little more angled to the outside here, but he's able to identify the leverage very quickly, get upfield, see them cross the face, and then boom, press up long enough to get this guy to commit far down, and then boom, hit into your into your hole here, but still bend it away from the DB that's coming down from the other level. So he's able to anticipate very well and just see the whole field. Because a lot of guys, when they hit this hole, might take another step a little too far back this way, but he's able to bend this back into space to avoid these defenders. Pick up your feet too when these guys dive low. He has a good feel for that instincts, and then maintain that balance off of that stuff, and then burst speed into the end zone. He has enough of all of that to make big plays. Those DBs couldn't catch him. Love watching him work on the outside zone stuff. That is where I think he can make some real money at the next level. Love his fit, love his translation. I think he's going to be a guy that's really good and outplay his draft stock. So if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I think it's gonna be.